Good morning, Philippines. Good morning, world. Good morning. Well, I have started my morning out early at the beach with Melinda. We had coffee out in the Bay Kubo together. It was our private time, so I didn't record it. I sat out there and did some editing and put a video together for you all. And then Mel and I both, we walked down the beach and we gathered up stones and stuff together. She gathers up pretty stones. I gather up old, ugly, broken up, washed up concrete. And I use that to kind of fix places that are eroding and backfilling some places and just remove the blight from the beach of crumbled concrete. And I like to leave the natural stone behind. So each to his own. So that's how our morning started. I came back upstairs just then, had me a couple nice fresh farm raised eggs, grilled me a couple small tomatoes to go with it, got my breakfast in my belly, and I've spent some time out here with the guys already for their work this morning, getting them started on what I want it done. And we'll go over and look at that in just a minute. Meanwhile, up here in the boat, all of that concrete's curing, and I want to let it get a little strength to it before we get too crazy up around it. So we may give that a rest today. I'll gather some materials for that, and we'll come back to it most likely tomorrow. Oh man, those bed sheets smell so good drying in the wind. Man, that's a nice smell. Meanwhile, I've got the sprinkler going again off the cistern, moving it around, just doing it during the day. I know it's better to water at night, but at night I'd have to be using my batteries off the solar instead of just running that pump directly off the good old sunshine. So got that going here, and we're kind of watering around. It's a drought right now. We're in an El Nino year. I know maybe some places in the Philippines are getting rain, but we haven't had any significant rain, and I'm telling you, in a few months maybe. You know, we've had rain, but like just little showers, something that just penetrates in the top of the ground just a little bit and then dries up in no time. But we've had no real good soaker, and the ground's dry. Even up in the mountains when we've been, the ground is dry. So down in Mindanao, and I think down even in Dumaguete, a little bit south of us here, they have caught some rains over the past while, but we haven't. So it is watering time, and we're just now going into dry season. And so out here underneath our coconut trees, we're going to build a Bay Kubo right here. So we have built up a pad right here. They've been leveling out. I think they got a little bit more leveling to do. And then we're going to put these concrete pads down right here, and we're going to put those, what I would in the US call a 5-gallon bucket, those plastic pails like paint pails. We're going to put those 5x5 posts in those pails with cement. So if I ever want to move these Bay Kubos, they're not buried in the ground, but they'll have a good solid concrete leg on them. So anyway, that's where we're going to kind of start laying out here right now. There's a bunch of old concrete sticking through that I put here years ago. So the water is way out there, and at one point in time after some typhoons, the water came all the way up in here, and I am the one that hand placed a whole bunch of concrete from a road widening project. The government let me get that concrete to do this, and it's just packed in here everywhere. Here's some pieces I pulled up the other day, but I'm going to remove a couple of these. It is in here, just a bunch of it deep, but we're going to get these off the surface. Just stack it there. These others, we'll use that in a gabion cage. There is a lot of it in here, and clay. There's one right there too. And they're not serving a purpose here now, but we just about lost these trees. We lost another one right down here, and this one you see leaning, and the root balls were 100% exposed on all of these, but I hurried before the root balls dried out and got them closed back in with concrete rubble and clay instead of sand. That's why you see some red clay all right in here. And man, did I put a bunch of it too. Before the house was built, before you all seen this vlog, I had just dump truck loads of it brought in from the road widening where they were busting out old concrete and shoulders and people's fences and all. And they donated it to me. I didn't even have to pay for it because I was putting it to a good cause. And so I laid it in where the water was here. The mohan, the marker for the lease back and for the property and everything for the subdivision, was way out there in the water. They came here and seen it. In fact, you can see the subdivision rest houses sticking out right down there. The typhoon destroyed those that time too. It wasn't just the typhoon, it undermined them. When they built the roofs on those, they used ordinary angle iron steel underneath the bottom of that Spanish tile roof, and the steel just corroded away and the roofs caved in. So that it wasn't actually the typhoon that took the roofs out on our rest houses. And that's all part of the subdivision. So we cleared out here for the first concrete pad. We're going to kind of sink this one down so we don't have to bring the grade so high in the front. So I'm going to help him out here real quick and grab these loops and set this thing. Swing this. Perfect. Just make sure, like you see it wobbling there, see wherever it's hitting and get it where it's really down flat so it don't break it when we put pressure on it. I think it's right underneath your feet, right there. Here, I'll hold it up. I'll hold it up and you. Yeah, a little high spot right there, yeah. I don't think you need too much on this side, just right underneath you right here. Yeah, right there. I got it. Just go ahead. I got it. Even if you have to add a little sand in underneath it, just make sure it's level or it'll pop the pad later. Yeah, so that's going to be hard to get it level with these pails. We may have to raise them all up, but we're going to need it about like that. Yeah, you're going to have to raise those nylons up and maybe re-level again. Oh, you got a mark already? Yeah. So that way we can clear those pails. Okay. That'll work. That's good. It'll settle in. Just shake it. Yeah, it'll settle in. So Mock's going up there to get some nails right now to drive in the bottom of these before we put them in cement. And he was going to put just some common nails because that metal in the end kind of spoils the wood for the bugs. And I said, well, we always told to use copper also, and we have some copper nails, so we're going to put a common rusty nail and we're going to put a couple copper nails into the bottom of each one of those. And it's just a cheap way to treat those from bugs coming up through the end. Right now I've got Miller splitting some of this bamboo so we can use it for bracing. Yeah, no need to stand it up in there yet. We need to have cement already mixed and have some braces already in the ground. So when second we, whatever you want to make the bottom, your choice. The main place they're going to go in is right in the end. I'd put the nails right in the very bottom of it. They like to follow up through the grain. Put one way on down at the bottom over there. Yeah. Oh, that one bent. Yeah, one more and that'll work perfect. Heck yeah, that'll work, and then the concrete can go around that too. Here at the beach, that was our last gabion we did right down in there. He's not to the bottom of it yet. Coming out, they're all down underneath in here. And we're gonna take one of those and put it here, deep down in here. Just full of stone, just a wire cage full of stone. We were permitted for all this, so if anybody wants to come check, we got them, got it on file. That we permitted more than once on it. Same thing, the government's doing it themselves down through here in places. And this still don't have the beach back where it used to be. It used to be way out there. But time is helping. So we'll get down, and we want to get down low, like where the low tide line is. They'll know because they'll get down and he'll hit a water all of a sudden down there. And when he hits that water, well, then that's where we need to put the gabion at. He's pretty close to it because that's pretty damp down there at his feet right now. And that way it doesn't get undermined. And we're going to double stack this one probably. We'll put one and then put one right over the top of it. So we're about to pour cement down in these right now, and they're bringing the first pail. So we got those copper nails sticking out the bottom, and I'm also going to lift up on it a little bit too and let some concrete go around underneath the bottom of it, where it's got 2 or 3 inches of concrete in the bottom. Let's go ahead and just start pouring that in there. We just have to let that set for a while, and then we'll dome it up so the water will run off on it. Yeah.
One more. Okay.
Yeah, we'll put a topping after it sets some. We're gonna make it where it sheds water off and don't pull none around the pole. And I might lift on it a little bit so some can go under the bottom. There you go. We'll do it again. Do it one more time. There you go.
Okay, brace. Lag na brace. Brace mo, Meg.
So in this video here, I'm showing how many people it takes to level one pole. How many it takes. They're leveling up that last one, and these aren't lined up perfect or nothing like that. And the main thing right now is to let that cement cure around them in those pails, and then we'll get them all lined up, and then we'll do a little backfilling around the base of those some too, and kind of lock them in a little bit. But it's gonna be a nice spot right there. It'll be pretty nice right there underneath these coconut trees facing out along the water right there. I think it's going to be one of the best rooms on the property when we're done with it. We're going to do a good mahogany wood frame, and I know there's probably going to be comments, oh, typhoon, it's going to blow it over and all. Seriously doubt that. Seriously doubt. It's going to be pretty solid, pretty heavy, not just like one of those little bamboo nippa huts that just weigh hardly nothing, and then it has that big overhanging roof that catches all that wind, flips them like you've seen happen down in Bohol and different places back when that typhoon, what was that Odette? If I have to, we can put a couple anchors in the ground, a couple straps just for some extra protection. We don't get hit dead on with typhoons right here, but we do get a massive storm surge, and we'll still get wind, but usually we don't get the full blunt of it. And that's why, you know, you don't see windows blown out of homes and stuff here, and people putting storm shutters and things like that. It's just, we do get strong storms without a doubt. I'm not downplaying it, but we don't get that full effect like they get a lot of times over on the East Coast where they approach in from. Now they get it pretty bad.